The Toyota is committed to a multi-pathway strategy. Hybrid, plug-ins, BEVs. The bottom line, I simply want to make ever better car.
Now is the era of electric vehicles dominating multiple automotive industries, even taking them off the markets. But Toyota is not buying this. While the world sees engines to be banned in the future, it is up for the challenge to revolutionize combustion engines into a pure, eco-friendly option for the masses. How will Toyota achieve this? Let's find out. Toyota's move. News is swirling about Toyota taking an unexpected turn, one that some are calling a move to destroy EV engines with a revolutionary combustion engine. While the headline might sound like pure hype, it reflects a growing discussion about whether advanced combustion technology could challenge the electric vehicle market. Toyota, known for its pioneering work in hybrids, is apparently testing the limits of what a traditional engine can achieve in today's eco-conscious world. The idea behind this game-changing engine is to combine the reliability of a combustion engine with modern innovations that boost fuel efficiency and cut emissions. Imagine a setup that takes the best of both worlds: the quick refueling and long-range capabilities of a gasoline engine, enhanced by precision technologies like advanced fuel injection, turbocharging, and even hybrid integrations. In markets where charging infrastructure still lags behind, such improvements could offer a compelling alternative to EVs. This 2025 update points to a broader trend in the automotive industry, one that doesn't see the future as a choice between electric and combustion, but rather as a blend of multiple powertrains. Toyota's potential breakthrough might serve drivers who value convenience and performance, especially in regions where the switch to electric is still a work in progress. It's not so much about destroying EV engines, as it is about ensuring that consumers have viable, efficient options no matter where they live or drive. Of course, it's important to keep in perspective that sensational headlines often exaggerate. Toyota's actual goal might not be to eliminate electric vehicles entirely, but to diversify its portfolio in an increasingly competitive market. With governments and consumers pushing for cleaner energy, even an advanced combustion engine would need to meet strict emission standards, a challenge that Toyota has been addressing through years of innovation in hybrid technology. Ultimately, this update serves as a reminder that the future of mobility may be more varied than a simple electric versus combustion debate. Whether or not Toyota's new engine will revolutionize the market remains to be seen, but its development underscores an important point. Innovation is ongoing. The quest for more efficient, sustainable, and practical vehicles is far from over, and each new breakthrough, whether in electric or combustion technology, brings us one step closer to a smarter, more diverse transportation future. However, the future is now. Many years ago, distinctive plans were laid out to change the game for combustion engines. Is Toyota offering alternatives in the next few years? The current situation. Toyota, the biggest car manufacturer in the world, seems pretty confident even with all the electric vehicles competitors are rolling out. So far, it looks like Toyota's bet on hybrids and plug-in hybrids is paying off, especially as EV sales in the West start to slow down. However, one part of Toyota isn't ready to give up on combustion engines until they're banned by law. It's no surprise that this is coming from Gazoo Racing, Toyota's performance and racing division. During a press conference with Australian automotive media, Tomoya Takahashi, the president of Toyota Gazoo Racing, pushed back against the trend toward EVs in the performance car sector. He stated, "We want to keep using internal combustion engines as long as we can. Sure, there might be a time when they're banned, but internal combustion engines aren't the problem. Carbon is." Takahashi also mentioned, "We're investing in future engines." While other car manufacturers are setting deadlines for phasing out combustion engines, Toyota is firm in its belief that these engines will still have a role in the future. The head of Gazoo Racing shares this view. "By utilizing hybrid technology, we can cut down carbon emissions and explore carbon-neutral fuels. We're uncertain about when full electrification will happen. There are talks globally that not all cars will be electric. No one can predict the next decade. Our approach is to have multiple pathways, not just EVs. And it's not just performance vehicles where Toyota is holding on to combustion engines. They also see a future for diesel engines, particularly in the utility vehicle segment. While the electric Hilux is on the horizon, Toyota is still looking for ways to prolong the life of diesel. Diesel, despite what people say, is not dead, said Sean Hanley, Toyota Australia's sales and marketing chief. Speaking of bans, the UK, European Union, and the state of California have but a hard deadline of 2035 for the stop sale and outright ban of internal combustion engine-powered vehicle sales. Despite that, it seems Toyota will continue the sale of such vehicles in places where it's still allowed. To understand the technology of combustion engines, let's briefly talk about how it actually works. What are combustion engines? Combustion engines are a fascinating blend of simplicity and ingenuity. At their core, these engines work by converting fuel into mechanical energy through a process called combustion. Picture a controlled explosion happening inside your car's engine. This is essentially what powers your vehicle. The engine mixes fuel and air in just the right proportions, ignites the mixture, and harnesses the force of the resulting explosion to create motion. The process begins in the cylinder, where a precise blend of air and fuel is introduced. In a typical gasoline engine, this mixture is compressed and then ignited by a spark plug. The tiny explosion that follows pushes a piston, which is connected to a crankshaft. As the piston moves, it turns the crankshaft, transforming the energy from the explosion into the rotational motion that ultimately drives your car's wheels. This cycle, intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust, repeats thousands of times a minute, making the engine run smoothly and efficiently. Modern combustion engines have evolved significantly over the years. Early engines were relatively simple and less efficient, but technological advancements have transformed them into marvels of precision engineering. Today, computer-controlled systems manage everything from fuel injection to ignition timing, ensuring that each combustion event is optimized for performance and efficiency. Innovations like turbocharging, direct fuel injection, and variable valve timing have not only boosted power, but have also helped reduce emissions, addressing environmental concerns. Despite the rapid growth of electric vehicles and alternative energy sources, combustion engines still play a vital role in our daily lives. Their ability to deliver reliable power, along with the convenience of quick refueling and long driving ranges, keeps them at the forefront of transportation. In many sectors, especially where high performance or heavy-duty operation is required, combustion engines remain indispensable. Combustion engines are a testament to human innovation. They take a fundamental chemical reaction, combustion, and turn it into the mechanical force that drives our world. Even as we look to the future with renewable energy and electric vehicles, the internal combustion engine continues to evolve, remaining a critical component of modern technology and transportation. And then, let's look into electric vehicles and whether EVs are better choices than the traditional combustion engines. EV versus combustion engine. Electric vehicles and combustion engines each have their own set of strengths and weaknesses, and choosing between them can depend on your priorities. One of the biggest advantages of EVs is their environmental friendliness. Since they run on electricity, EVs produce zero tailpipe emissions, which means cleaner air and a smaller carbon footprint. They also tend to be quieter and require less maintenance because they have fewer moving parts. However, it's important to note that the overall environmental impact of EVs depends on how the electricity is generated. If the power comes from renewable sources, that's a big plus. If it comes from fossil fuels, the benefits can be less impressive. On the other hand, vehicles with combustion engines have been around for over a century, and they have a well-established infrastructure. You can refuel almost anywhere, which is a huge convenience, especially on long trips. Combustion engines often offer powerful performance and quick refueling times. The downside, however, is that they emit greenhouse gases and other pollutants, contributing to climate change and air quality issues. They also tend to require more maintenance, such as oil changes and regular engine tune-ups, which can add up over time. Cost is another factor that often comes into play. EVs generally have a higher upfront cost compared to traditional combustion engine vehicles. However, their running costs can be lower thanks to cheaper electricity compared to gasoline and less frequent maintenance. Meanwhile, while combustion engine cars might be cheaper to buy initially, fuel prices and maintenance expenses can pile up over the years. Technology also plays a big role in this comparison. EVs are typically equipped with the latest tech, including advanced driver assistance systems, regenerative braking, and sophisticated battery management systems. This can offer a smoother, more modern driving experience. Combustion engines, while reliable and refined over many decades, are based on older technology that isn't as environmentally friendly or efficient as modern electric powertrains. In summary, EVs offer environmental benefits, lower maintenance, and cutting-edge technology, making them a strong choice for those concerned about sustainability and long-term savings. Combustion engines, meanwhile, offer convenience, established fueling networks, and a performance edge in some scenarios. Your choice may ultimately come down to what matters most to you, whether it's the reduced environmental impact and modern features of an EV, or the convenience and familiarity of a combustion engine vehicle. Top brands for combustion engines. When we think about combustion engines, a few names immediately come to mind. Brands that have honed the art of internal combustion over decades. Even as the automotive world increasingly looks to electric power, these companies continue to impress with engines that marry performance, reliability, and innovation. Let's take a closer look at some of the best brands known for their combustion engines: Toyota, Honda, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Ford. Toyota, the benchmark of reliability. Toyota has built a reputation on engineering engines that stand the test of time. Whether it's the workhorse found in everyday sedans or the more performance-tuned variants in sportier models, Toyota's approach is all about consistency and continuous improvement. Their engines are designed with a philosophy of Kaizen, a commitment to gradual, persistent refinement, ensuring that every new iteration is more efficient and reliable than the last. This steadfast approach has made Toyota a favorite for those who value longevity and minimal fuss. Honda's engines are celebrated for their high-revving nature and smooth performance. Known for striking a fine balance between power and efficiency, Honda has made a name for itself with engines that not only perform reliably under daily use, but also deliver a dash of excitement when you need it. From the agile Civic to the more robust Accord, Honda's engineering emphasis on precision and responsiveness offers a spirited driving experience that appeals to both enthusiasts and everyday drivers alike. BMW, precision and performance personified. When it comes to sheer driving dynamics, BMW stands out with its signature inline-six engines and other power plants that embody the brand's performance ethos. BMW engines are crafted to deliver not just raw power, but a smooth and refined performance that perfectly complements the luxury and handling the brand is known for. Every engine is a testament to BMW's relentless pursuit of precision engineering, making their vehicles a go-to for those who crave a balance of sportiness and sophistication. Mercedes-Benz, the pinnacle of power and luxury. Mercedes-Benz has long been synonymous with luxurious performance. Their engines are designed to offer a perfect blend of power, refinement, and advanced technology. Whether it's a high-performance AMG model or a more conservative luxury sedan, Mercedes-Benz engines consistently provide a smooth yet powerful drive. They manage to capture the spirit of raw power while wrapping it in a layer of elegance, ensuring that performance never comes at the expense of comfort. Ford. Tradition meets modern innovation. Ford's evolution in engine technology, particularly with its EcoBoost series, shows that traditional American engineering can thrive alongside modern innovation. By incorporating turbocharging and direct fuel injection, Ford has managed to produce engines that are not only powerful, but also remarkably efficient. This approach has allowed Ford to maintain its legacy in the combustion engine arena while adapting to the growing demands for performance and environmental consideration. The EcoBoost line is a prime example of how legacy and modern tech can merge to create engines that serve both power enthusiasts and the eco-conscious driver. In comparing these brands, it's clear that each brings something unique to the combustion engine table. Toyota's reliability, Honda's spirited performance, BMW's precision, Mercedes-Benz's luxurious power, and Ford's blend of tradition with innovation all illustrate that the internal combustion engine is far from a relic of the past. Instead, these engines continue to evolve, setting high standards for what's possible in automotive engineering. Even as the industry embraces the future of electric mobility, the legacy of these combustion engines and the brands behind them remains a testament to decades of passion, innovation, and craftsmanship. Challenges on combustion engines. Combustion engines have long been the backbone of our transportation systems, powering everything from cars to lawnmowers. However, As we've become more aware of environmental issues and energy efficiency, these engines have faced a fair share of criticism. Many people argue that burning fossil fuels not only depletes our natural resources, but also releases harmful emissions that contribute to climate change and air pollution. One of the main challenges is the environmental impact. Combustion engines release a cocktail of pollutants, like carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, and particulate matter, that worsen air quality and can lead to health problems. Even with modern tweaks and stricter regulations, the fact remains that these engines produce a significant amount of greenhouse gases. As the world pushes for greener alternatives, critics often point out that sticking with combustion engines seems like clinging to outdated technology. Then there's the issue of efficiency. Sure, modern engines have become more fuel efficient, but a lot of the energy in gasoline still ends up as wasted heat rather than useful work. This inefficiency means we're burning more fuel than necessary, which not only hurts our wallets, but also puts additional strain on the environment. When compared to electric motors, which convert a higher percentage of energy into motion, combustion engines can feel like a bit of a throwback. Cost and maintenance add another layer to the debate. Regular upkeep, repair needs, and the ever-fluctuating price of fossil fuels can make owning a combustion engine vehicle a bit of a hassle. With governments around the world offering incentives for electric or hybrid vehicles, the economic case for sticking with traditional engines is becoming less convincing by the day. On carbon, as the main enemy. When you think about it, combustion engines have been our trusty workhorses for over a century. They power everything from our daily drives to the lawnmower that keeps our yards in check. But there's a flip side. Every time these engines fire up, they release carbon dioxide into the air. And while that might not seem like a big deal on a short drive, when you add up millions of vehicles, it's a major contributor to climate change. At its core, a combustion engine is pretty simple. It burns fuel to create energy. The catch is that burning fossil fuels like gasoline or diesel isn't a clean process. It produces carbon emissions, which are a big part of the whole greenhouse gas problem. These emissions trap heat in our atmosphere, gradually warming up the planet, which isn't great for weather patterns, sea levels, or even our daily lives. Over the years, there's been a push to make these engines a bit friendlier on the environment. Engineers have been tweaking designs to boost efficiency, and that means getting more mileage out of every drop of fuel. Still, even the most efficient combustion engines have to deal with carbon emissions. This has sparked a lot of debate. Is it worth trying to make these old-school engines cleaner, or should we be switching gears entirely to newer tech? The conversation around combustion engines and carbon isn't just about high-level science. It hits home on a personal level. Think about it. Every time you fill up your tank, you're playing a part in a bigger picture. It's a reminder that while combustion engines have brought us incredible convenience and mobility, they also come with responsibilities. The more we rely on them, the more we need to consider the impact on our planet. The relationship between carbon and combustion engines is a bit of a double-edged sword. They've driven our progress and connected the world, but their environmental cost can't be ignored. As we continue to innovate and look for cleaner alternatives, it's clear that balancing our love for the open road with the health of our planet is one of the biggest challenges of our time. In the end, while combustion engines have played a huge role in shaping our modern world, they're now facing significant challenges, from environmental concerns to efficiency issues and changing consumer expectations. As we move toward a future where sustainability and clean energy take center stage, it's no wonder that combustion engines are increasingly under the microscope. What can Toyota do? Thinking about Toyota, the first images that often come to mind are reliable, long-lasting cars and innovations like the Prius. But there's a lot more happening behind the scenes, especially when it comes to the future of combustion engines. While electric vehicles are making headlines, Toyota is taking a thoughtful, measured approach that keeps the combustion engine in the conversation for years to come. It might seem a bit surprising given the buzz around EVs, but Toyota has always been a bit of a trailblazer when it comes to blending old and new technologies. Their strategy isn't simply about jumping on the electric bandwagon. Instead, they're exploring ways to make traditional combustion engines cleaner and more efficient. Think of it like tuning up a classic car with modern tech, keeping the best parts of what works while minimizing the environmental impact. One area where Toyota is putting a lot of focus is on hybrid technology. By marrying the best of combustion and electric power, hybrids provide a smooth transition between fully gas-powered and fully electric vehicles. The combustion engine, in this scenario, isn't outdated. It's part of a larger, more efficient system. Toyota's approach here highlights a commitment to making sure drivers have reliable options, no matter where they are in the world. In many regions, the infrastructure for electric vehicles isn't fully in place yet, so having a highly optimized combustion engine still makes a lot of sense. Beyond traditional hybrids, Toyota is also exploring new methods to refine the combustion process itself. Innovations such as advanced direct injection and optimized combustion cycles could lead to engines that are not only more fuel efficient, but also emit fewer pollutants. Think up a future where your car's engine runs cleaner than ever before, all thanks to tweaks and improvements that sound like something out of a science fiction movie, but are very much grounded in today's research. Then there's the intriguing possibility of hydrogen combustion engines. Yes, you heard that right. Hydrogen. While hydrogen fuel cells have been the more talked about technology, using hydrogen in a combustion engine offers another pathway to reducing carbon emissions. It's a fascinating blend of traditional engine design with futuristic fuels, showcasing Toyota's willingness to think outside the box. Toyota's future move on combustion engines isn't about clinging to the past. It's about a balanced, innovative approach that recognizes the value of evolution over revolution. Their strategy seems to be guided by a deep respect for the principles of continuous improvement, a philosophy known as Kaizen, ensuring that every step forward is both practical and sustainable. So, while the world around us shifts toward electrification, Toyota is quietly working to make sure that the combustion engine, in its most advanced form, remains a viable part of the global transportation puzzle. It's a smart, adaptable approach that caters to today's needs while paving the way for tomorrow's innovations. Global reception. When you look at the global stage today, the talk around combustion engines and electric vehicles is as diverse as the regions where they're making their mark. On one hand, combustion engines have a storied past, a kind of automotive cultural icon built on decades of refinement and reliability. On the other, electric vehicles represent a bold leap into a cleaner, more sustainable future. The reception of both isn't just about technology, it's about history, economy, environment, and even lifestyle. In many parts of the world, combustion engines still reign supreme. In countries with long-established automotive industries like Germany, Japan, and the United States, there's a deep-rooted appreciation for the engineering marvels of the internal combustion engine. These regions have built entire infrastructures and economies around traditional vehicles. Car culture here isn't just about getting from point A to point B, it's a lifestyle. The sound of a finely tuned engine and the feel of shifting gears carry an emotional resonance that many enthusiasts cherish. However, even in these traditional markets, there's an undercurrent of change. Environmental concerns and stringent emissions regulations are nudging manufacturers to improve efficiency and reduce pollutants, showing that even old favorites are not immune to the call for innovation. Switching gears to electric vehicles, the global response has been nothing short of dynamic. Europe, for instance, has been a frontrunner in embracing EVs. Ambitious policies aimed at reducing carbon emissions have spurred both government incentives and private sector investments in electric mobility. Scandinavian countries, with their strong environmental ethos, have seen a rapid increase in EV adoption, bolstered by well-developed charging infrastructures and supportive public policies. Meanwhile, China has emerged as a powerhouse in the electric vehicle market. With aggressive government backing and an expansive manufacturing base, China is not only a major consumer of EVs, but also a key driver in the global EV supply chain, setting trends that resonate far beyond its borders. In regions like Latin America and parts of Africa, the reception of these two automotive paradigms is more nuanced. Here, combustion engines continue to dominate largely due to economic and infrastructural realities. EVs, while gaining attention, still face challenges like high upfront costs, limited charging networks, and sometimes a lack of policy support. However, it's not all doom and gloom for electric mobility in these areas. As technology matures and becomes more affordable, even these regions are beginning to experiment with EV adoption, often driven by the dual promise of reduced fuel costs and lower emissions. The situation is equally interesting in the United States, where the market is characterized by a mix of reverence for the traditional muscle car culture and a growing interest in electric innovation. While many Americans still hold a deep-seated love for the roar of a combustion engine, there's also a significant and growing segment that sees EVs as the way forward, both for the planet and for the promise of new technology. This split is reflective of the broader transitional phase we're witnessing globally, a balancing act between maintaining a cherished legacy and moving toward a more sustainable future. What ties these diverse receptions together is a common thread of change, driven by a blend of policy, technological innovation, and shifting public sentiment. Combustion engines are not being discarded overnight. They're being reimagined with cleaner, more efficient technologies.
At first I thought this was just a new type of fuel cell, but then I realized that it works through combustion.
At the same time, electric vehicles are rapidly evolving from a niche market to a mainstream choice, fueled by environmental imperatives and rapid advancements in battery technology. Ultimately, the global reception of combustion engines and electric vehicles reflects a broader dialogue about progress. It's a conversation that recognizes the need to honor the reliability and legacy of the past, while eagerly stepping into a future defined by innovation and sustainability. Whether you're a die-hard fan of the combustion engine's familiar purr, or an advocate for the silent, efficient drive of an electric vehicle, the automotive world is clearly in the midst of a fascinating transformation, one that is reshaping not just our roads, but our very approach to mobility. World without combustion engines. Visualize a world where the familiar rumble of an engine gives way to the quiet hum of electric motors. It might sound like something out of a futuristic movie, but the automotive industry is already on that journey. The big question is, will the automotive world survive and thrive without combustion engines? Throughout history, transportation has evolved dramatically. We moved from horse-drawn carriages to gas-powered cars in the early 1900s, and now we're witnessing a shift toward electric vehicles. Each transition has brought its own set of challenges and innovations, proving that human ingenuity can adapt to new realities. In this context, the eventual phasing out of combustion engines doesn't spell doom. It signals the next exciting chapter in automotive evolution. At the heart of this transformation is a desire to meet modern needs. Electric vehicles offer several clear advantages. They're cleaner, often more energy efficient, and integrate seamlessly with emerging digital technologies. As governments worldwide push for lower emissions and sustainability, the infrastructure for EVs, like charging networks, is rapidly expanding. This isn't just about replacing one engine type with another, it's about rethinking how we move from point A to point B in a way that benefits both people and the planet. That said, the transition isn't without its bumps. The internal combustion engine isn't just a piece of machinery. It's been a cultural icon for over a century. Many of us have grown up with the sound of revving engines, the ritual of fueling up, and the visceral connection between driver and machine. For car enthusiasts, this is more than nostalgia. It's part of the driving experience. While some may miss that distinctive roar, others are excited by the promise of a quieter, more high-tech ride. The automotive world has always been about adaptability. The shift away from combustion engines will likely lead to a more diverse landscape of mobility options, rather than an abrupt disappearance of one technology. We might see specialized niches, like classic car rallies and certain motorsports, preserving the legacy of combustion engines, even as mainstream transportation moves toward electrification and other innovative energy sources, such as hydrogen. In the end, the survival of the automotive world doesn't hinge on clinging to the past, but on embracing the future. The industry is built on a foundation of continuous improvement and innovation. While the roar of a combustion engine might someday be more of a nostalgic echo, the spirit of innovation that brought us these engines will continue to drive progress on our roads. So yes, the automotive world will survive without combustion engines. It will simply evolve into something new and exciting. The road ahead is full of challenges, but it's also paved with the promise of cleaner, smarter, and more sustainable mobility. Tell us your thoughts on combustion engines. Leave your comments below. See you on the next video.